Good afternoon and welcome back to my garden. It is May 7th. I had a subscriber decide that I had to take care of this orphan squash. I won't name him Bear, but I've just the perfect spot for this plant. I do want to get okra in today. I've got one more spot for some peas since we had a little room on the back side of the bean trellis on the north end of the garden. After I set up the hot wire, I had a couple panels left. I put them up. We're going to plant some fun stuff back here. Don't tell the wife. I'm going to put in the okra. Come on, let's go ahead and plant this before it rains. One of the things Great Grandpa used to tell me, plants do not realize they've been transplanted if it's raining. So we're at the perfect time right now. Come on, let's plant. If you're new to my channel, the way we plant in deep mulch, we pull the mulch back, we plant our seeds or our starts straight into the soil. Then we take some of the mulch and we mulch back around the plant. The mulch is strictly to keep the soil fed, keep the worms fed. The better the mulch, the better the soil, the better the soil, the better the plants. That's the theory anyhow. And the one thing about planting in deep mulch and using deep mulch in your garden, that's what fertilizes your plants, the worms right there. And it is crawling with them. Now squash, you don't want to plant too deep. You put your squash in, add the soil back around them. Take some of your mulch, backfill around a little bit, and there's Bear's orphan squash. Now that's a worm. What they do to improve the soil, they make it loose, they let oxygen get in there, and then their castings is great fertilizer. That's what you get. And I'm not even trying. Riley came to inspect the orphan. I've never planted okra before, so we'll see what we get. And then just put a little backfill on them. Like Ruth Stout said, just kind of pat them in. I like a little soil on top. Go in front of the okra, and we can vine it on out. We can always thin them out, or we can let them all grow. Put just a little bit of mulch in there. We have talked about succession planting, and I was going to use this as a gate, but since we have the hot wire up, perfect trellis to put some more peas on. Kind of dig a little furrow, space your peas out a little bit. If this is the first time you come to my channel, you see how moist it is underneath this deep mulch. And we've talked about watering on some of the earlier episodes. I mean, you got to use common sense. If things look pitiful, probably ought to help them out just a little bit. But for the most part, you really have to do almost no watering at all in this system. Put just a little bit of soil back over them. And just a little bit of mulch. All right, see what we're gonna get. On a side note, the cantaloupe will come back if you can keep the critters from walking on it. We did lose 2. The sprouty potatoes from the store are doing just fine now that we got the critters to stop walking on them. The kale kind of likes it out here in the garden. We're going to come out and pick some of this lettuce this evening before it starts raining. Look how spectacular the Swiss chard's doing. Message me on Facebook. Send me photos of what you're doing at your home with the Come Garden With Me. I'd love to highlight it on the next subscriber submission episode. It's going to start raining. Seems like it's always raining when I'm meeting you lately. All right. Everybody be safe. Come on, let's plant. Let's go plant garden.